The first thing you do when you get into the solution is you have to scan your directory. There's a lot of questions around how this works. Basically, you can scan one directory and pull everything in if you want to. I've had users go out there and scan their entire drive, just knowing that the more files that are in that directory, the longer it's going to take. If you're going to do a whole drive, kick it off before you go to bed. Go to bed and come back in the morning, and you should have a completed library. If you want to scan just your, say, your downloads folder, or wherever you end up dropping STLs or your 3D printing files, that's probably a little bit more efficient way of doing it. But again, you can have multiple scans. So if you scan one directory, you can go and scan another directory, and all it does is continue to build on that on your library. If you go and rescan a directory, it's going to update any of the files that are in there, and it's going to bring in the new files, and it's going to delete the old files that are no longer on your file system. So in my case, I usually do the downloads directory because that's my massive just store of all my STLs. And all you do is come in here, click scan a directory. You can't see the file window, but you just select the folder that you want to scan. It's going to go out there, and it's going to look at all the files that are in there. You'll see a file count go up if you have a lot of files in there. That file is all of just the basic files, because the first thing it has to do is do an inventory, and then it says which ones of these are 3D files, and then it starts processing through those files, and it brings it into your library. One of the other things you can do is if you have a directory that you use to drop your files in, underneath settings, you can do your STL home. And if you put a directory in here, so if I select just the directory that I've selected now, each time you open up the application, it's going to go check for changes in there. So once you get your library cleaned up, once you get all your duplicates handled, and if you have a way and you want to kind of keep things going forward, I wouldn't select an entire drive here, but if you have a folder that you're dropping your 3D print files in, or you have your downloads directory, you can do that in here. And then anytime you open up the application, it's going to check for changes within that folder. So that's a good thing. That's a good way to kind of keep your process up to date and going as you move forward.